In our 19 News Insights, winter is already peeking its head out to remind us it is right around the corner, and we have our sights set on a specific event in February. That is the UP 200. Joining us tonight for Insights is Darlene Walch. She is the president of the UP Sled Dog Association. Darlene, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited for the UP 200. It's right outside of our windows here at WZMQ. So let's get right into it. Let's just talk about how important are these sled dog races for the economy and for the community?
The community comes together for this event and has for over 30 years. So we have a pretty good reputation, and economically we have done a couple of economic impact studies. Consistently, they were done 5 years apart, and it is showing about a $2 million impact in that race week alone.
Wow.
And we do have people coming from all over, both as mushers and volunteers, race officials. So it really does have quite an impact on the community. As you know, we are partnering with Northern Michigan University, and that also has quite an impact in our community relation with the university. Approximately half of our volunteers come from the university.
Oh, wow.
So during race week, when all is said and done, we have students and some faculty dispersing all around the two-county area and helping to make this thing work.
Yeah, and speaking of making this thing work, I know sometimes that safety is kind of like the big thing. It is kind of the big thing on our minds, is to make sure that the teams are safe, spectators are safe, the dogs are safe. How do you organize all of that?
It is quite a challenge, and this year I'm pleased to say that we have an additional volunteer who's coming in to help coordinate the volunteers, which will be a big help. It is a fairly large job to manage all of it. We have local coordinators who do points along the way. So for example, we have coordinators who do the road crossings through the Harvey area. We have checkpoint coordinators, Wetmore, Grand Marais, Chatham. We have other coordinators who do the Jack Pine 30. So those people try to recruit their volunteers from people who've done it in the past, and that's always an advantage because then those people know what they're doing.
Sure.
But then every year we also have new volunteers come on board, and we do different types of training. So if you're doing a road crossing, we have a whole set of guidelines, because as you said, we want people to be safe out there. The safety of the dog teams, making sure we don't have any odd scenarios out on the trail is what we hope for. And for us, a successful race is to have as many teams finish as possible with no mishaps.
Right, and for people who maybe aren't aware, I mean, these sled dog teams, they're not just in the woods, they're crossing roadways, so people have to be paying attention. We've got volunteers who are helping out with that as well, right?
That is correct, yes. And each, some of the road crossings are fairly small, especially when you get into Alger County. The most difficult, Friday night isn't too bad. The races start downtown on Friday evening. That is fairly compressed. The teams leave every 2 minutes. So you're running through Harvey, and it only takes, an hour or two to get everybody through Harvey. On the return, it's much different, because you might be out there and only see a dog team come through like every 40 minutes, every hour and 10 minutes. But it is critical that those crossings are covered so that we don't have a problem with either snowmobiles or automobiles.
Right. Well, real quickly before we wrap here, what are we expecting for the 2023 UP 200? Are we going to see an increase in mushers? What are we thinking?
We are hoping to see an increase in mushers. One thing, we sincerely hope that this year our Canadian mushers can come back to us. Last year there were none that could cross the border.
Right.
So we've got that, and we are working collaboratively with the Tequamanon Country Races and the Copper Dog to see if we can do some things to help make it a little bit more collaborative as we go forward. So details on that will be coming out.
Right. We always think about the UP 200, but there's quite a few sled dog races that happen up here.
Yep.
Yes, there are. And real quickly, let's show this T-shirt design and who designed this.
This is the new logo that we had done. It was done in collaboration with Northern Michigan University, and one of the students helped design that.
It is beautiful.
So that is our new organization T-shirt that we will be putting up for sale, and then we look forward to the individual race design that will come out closer to Thanksgiving specifically for 2023.
Gotcha. Well, Darlene, thank you so much for sharing your insight on the UP 200. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Absolutely.